Hi all, Planside Agent here. Today we're going to take a look at the Goshawk Hooped Capillary Alcohol Stove. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. This is my second stove I bought from Goshawk. They make really interesting, cool little stoves. The other one I have is this, they call the Romance. It has more of has a modification of the Transia style burner in an all brass case. I kind of call this the Savea 123 of alcohol stoves, but that's not what this video is about. But I will put a link to the video I made on this stove in the description, along with I'll put a link to Goshawk webpage for this capillary stove, so if you're interested in looking that up. So get started with size-wise. It's a small little thing. It weighs the full stove real quick, which comes with, I'll break this all down, but it comes with the alcohol burner and a windscreen and the pot stand that holds it all together. And this comes in at 2.2 ounces or 65 grams. Okay, the size-wise, it's 3.5 inches or about 90 millimeters across the pot stand, and also the height is the same thing, about 3.5 inches and 90 millimeters. So it's a small compact, and it does break down. So I'll just break it down here real quick. You get the hoop, they call it the capillary hoop stove. I don't know where that comes from, but that's what they call it. But it's just a little lightweight. I think this thing's 25 grams. I didn't weigh it for ounces, but I believe it's titanium. But anyway, and it's got little jets that are pointing at an angle, so it gets what they call a turbo effect, which I'll show that after I get done describing this. I'm going to set this up for a boil test so you can see how it performs. Okay, then it has the windscreen. I think this is supposed to be titanium, which is all nicely made. Their stuff is unique. Goshawk, that is. Their stuff is unique, and it's the quality is always there. And then you have the pot stand here that breaks down. I just noticed this little outside loop that came on it. I have no idea what that's for. it's only one on here, so if you happen to know or you got an idea, put it in the comments section. I'd love to know. But anyway, pot stand folds flat. By the way, when you go out to their webpage, I guess you can buy all these pieces individually. I don't know why you would, but if you want to, there's your option. So as far as ordering from those guys, they're out of Australia, so you're not going to get any bargains on shipping unless you're in Australia. But it now runs, this kit right here goes for 28 bucks the last time I looked at it. And when I bought, I think mine was 27, so woohoo, I got it in before it went up. But anyway, but the shipping from Australia was 14 bucks, so it made a reasonably priced stove, a little more expensive, but I'm a collector. It's cool. I wanted it. What the heck, you know. So, you know, I'll have to eat beans for another week or two to pay for it, but that's just the life of a collector. Oh, by the way, it's also the same price I paid shipping for the Romance, so it's kind of basic shipping. This comes in a nice little box. But anyway, it all folds down pretty small. I was hoping to get this in a smaller, like a 750 millimeter or 450 millimeter milliliter stove cup, but this is just a little too high for most of those. But doesn't matter. I probably will eventually build some sort of a brew kit or cook kit around this stove, and if I do, I'll be sure and do a video. So anyway, let's see. What else can we say about this guy? Oh, and it goes back together real easy. You've got two little slots here, so you just slot these in here. Okay, and then you can drop the, I guess put it in first or last, doesn't matter. But if you notice here, there's little slots, right? Can you see those? There's little slots right here for the windscreen to sit into, and it has slots also. So you just have to kind of line up the slots on all four sides of the pot stand so that it nests down in there snug. Sometimes you have to kind of move it around and fiddle with it a bit, but not difficult, just takes a little fiddly at times. Oops, I get this out of center here. Okay, yeah, and just make sure those slotted in. Once you do, it's pretty stable. And when I get it set up for the boil test, you'll see that it's a pretty stable stove. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the boil test, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, all set up here. To start, it is nice and stable. Once you get all the slots, all the pieces in the slots and seated down, it's nice and stable. And if you, I'll just throw this pot up here real quick, and it seems pretty. It wiggles a little bit, but I think it's stable. It's got little grooves on here which grab the pot, so it doesn't really want to slide that much. You can see it'll move the stove kind of before the pot will slide off. So anyway, no complaints there. It's a nice little stove and lightweight package. I put 1 ounce of fuel in the burner because I'm going to also let it run out to see how long the 1 ounce of fuel will last inside the burner. And I've got 16 ounces of 53-degree water. This dips down in here, so if you got you need probably a longer match or a ferro rod or something to get down in there so you don't burn your finger when you light it off. So, or you got to be quick. So I'm going to cheat. Go ahead and light this off. I'm going to get the standoff tool here, better known as needle nose pliers. There we go. It's off and running. Wait a sec to see how long it takes to bloom. And by the way, it's about 54 degrees out here in the garage today. Okay, there you can start to see the little jets. I don't know if you can see down in there. The little jets are starting to form. And look, you can see the swirl for the what they call the turbo effect. So let's go ahead and back this off. And we'll put the water on. Start the timer. And we'll see what happens. Let's see, there you go. Hope you all can see that. Nice little burn pattern there. Okay, we're getting up there, up to 208, 209 in 7 minutes and 3 seconds. So it's just about ready to pop. I hear it boiling away inside. So we should hit our magic 212 any second. There it is. 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Okay, that's not bad. Respectable time for most of your alcohol burners hit around that area. Your better ones. Some of the simpler ones take a little bit longer, but eventually they'll come to a boil. If you're in a hurry, then I'd recommend getting a jet boil. Otherwise, if you want quiet and time and cheaper, then alcohol is just fine, even if it takes 10 or 12 minutes for some different burners. So anyway, the reason I'm just continuing to jabber on, we're going to go ahead and let this run out to see how long the fuel burns in the stove. So it's still cooking away, boiling away. We're up to 8 minutes. We'll watch the temp when it's starting to drop. Oop, getting quiet in there. Stop boiling. I think we're about done. Yeah, a little bit of heat coming out of there, but not much. So for all intents and purposes, let's just say that it quit at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So, okay, so let's just wrap this up. Just another comment about this particular stove. It's small, it's lightweight, so you're not going to be putting, a cast iron skillet on here to fry up your bacon and eggs. Probably wouldn't really recommend much more than a 750 milliliter pot or so with about 2 cups of water. As you can see, it flexes a little bit, but it's not going to go anywhere. I wouldn't be doing any, whipping up French sauces and that kind of stuff in it, but just for boiling water or making some soup or something like that, it's perfectly adequate. If you're going to be doing heavy duty stuff, then get a heavy duty stove. Otherwise, yeah, it's a cute little stove. I like it. Nice, addition to my collection. So if you have any questions or follow-ups, just go ahead and leave them in the comments section. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.